I swear the recording chooses the worst times to end. Oh gosh. Oh, it's one of these. What's this do? I thought I read something about Siri having a special attack when you hold triangle. Bitch. Seriously? Okay, I'm just supposed to be running, aren't I? Whoop, 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 whoop. So is this what she was running from in the start of the Baron's story? And I guess it must be. His breathing reminded me of Darth Vader. Sometime later. And that was the beginning of the Baron's story. Alright, that's cool. I think I was probably supposed to do this mission before the Baron's mission.
You tried to kill her. Tried to butcher her like an animal and eat her.
Her blood. The taste brought back memories of our youth.
Elder blood. Extraordinary girl. But you know that. Such a shame she fled.
She escaped you, but I'll find her. We'll come back here together and kill you.
Your return, you shall. Our fates are bound. And one will die, but it shan't be one of us.
Now you shall chase shadows and wander midst fog.
Each time you see her, she will be a mirage. And if you find her, the girl will die. Be seeing you, handsome knight.
Okay. Alright. I did not like any of that. Not any. Is Gran still a separate character? Yep. Gran bore strange marks on her hands that burned with living fire. In time they proved to be signs of her indentured servitude to the crones. How exactly the old woman came to be in their power, however, remained unknown. When Geralt saw the marks on the woman's hands, he quickly realized she must be the Bloody Baron's wife, though changed beyond all recognition by the hardship she had suffered. Geralt's first attempts to talk to her came to nothing. He was only able to break through her mistrust with the help of a godling named Johnny. A few words from the latter convinced Gran to help Geralt talk to the mysterious ladies of the wood. The Baron was convinced Anna had miscarried because of his actions, but Geralt was not so certain about this. He couldn't stop thinking about the strange talisman meant to ward off evil power Anna had received from the Peller. The situation grew even more entangled when Geralt discovered that, after fleeing Crow's Perch, Anna had been taken captive by some gigantic beast who carried her off into the darkness. As if that weren't horror enough, eyewitness testimony claimed her hands had burned with strange glowing symbols shortly before this. Perhaps this was precisely what the talisman Anna had received from the Peller had been meant to guard against. Tomorrow only deepened Geralt's sad understanding of her mother's situation. The women had decided to flee together because they had had enough of the Baron's drunken rages and beatings. Anna hated her husband so much that she was ready to do anything in order to be free of the man, and the child he had put inside her. Geralt put the facts together and realized the old woman in the swamps was, in fact, Anna, the Baron's missing wife. He also learned that the signs on her hands were symbols of the pact she had made with the crones in order to get rid of her unwanted child. Wow. Geralt's suspicions were confirmed shortly thereafter. The curse afflicting the unfortunate woman was indeed the crone's doing. Anna had turned to the ghastly sisters because she did not wish to give birth to the Baron's child. The crones granted her wish in their own twisted way, with a curse which made the fetus inside her wither on the vine, taking Anna's life energy with it. In despair, she turned to the Peller, who made her a talisman to hamper the evil magic's influence. Anna had lost this during her fight with the Baron, and was thus rendered defenseless against the crone's magic. After that, the worst was free to happen. The markings on her palms began to burn, and a fiend dragged her to the heart of Crookback Bog, where she paid back her debt as the crone's slave. Brewis, the crone known as Brewis, was the middle of the three demonic sisters in terms of age, but the first in terms of size. Brewis was said to be a master concoctor of magical mixtures, and, in the more ghastly legends, was said to know over a dozen different recipes for human soup. Weavis. Though the youngest of the three crones, the Weavis was not one jot less ugly or evil than her older sisters. It was she who wove their magic tapestries of human hair gathered as tribute from the young children of nearby villages during their cutting ceremonies. These tapestries were how the worshippers of the Ladies of the Wood made contact with and paid homage to their deities. Wispus. The crones of Ellen were not just old, they were literally ancient, having been around since the reign of the first human kings and possibly even since the coming of the elves. Of the three ghastly sisters, the Wispus was most ancient. At least so claim the Swamp Whispered legends. Whispered, for if they spoke too loudly the crone would hear it. For she demanded tribute in the form of human ears, which she hung from trees, and through which, using primeval magic, she heard all that happened in the swamp. The Whispering Hillock, if the world were not as it is, but as it should be. This name would denote a place of hidden nooks and lovers sharing heartfelt lies, what, in hushed voices. Thank you, Dandelion. Instead, it stood for danger and terror, a place where wild animals, driven by some mysterious power, had killed many an inhabitant of Downwarren. Geralt agreed to investigate the problem, and soon discovered the animals were controlled by a spirit entrapped in a tree growing atop the hill. The spirit spoke to him in a woman's voice, and claimed to have once been a druidess who had kept watch over the Velen Grove until the crones murdered her and imprisoned her ghost in the tree. The forces of nature she had once served now protected her from the fiendish sister's further designs. The unfortunate locals had died as collateral damage, for the spirit attested, nature's wrath is unrestrainable and distinguishes not between unwary innocents and unwelcome ill-wishers. Whoops. The spirit begged Geralt to lift her curse and free her from her torment. In exchange, she promised to rescue the orphans from the swamp clearing, who would otherwise face a cruel death at the hands of the crones. Yet too much innocent blood had been spilt on the Whispering Hillock. Geralt did not believe the spirit's explanation and destroyed its cursed heart. In doing so, he expulsed it from this world for good. Gosh, now I'm wondering if I did the right thing. Imlerith. So this was not the king who was chasing her. Imlerith, the general of the Wild Hunt and a frequent guest in Geralt's nightmares, had been chasing Ciri for quite some time, striving to deliver her to his ruler Eredin. This powerful and brutal warrior had fought in the countless battles and campaigns for conquest, used by the Ainel in other worlds. He prized physical confrontation above all else, seeking out direct bloody skirmishes where opponents pit their strength, agility, and training against each other in a contest to the death. Alright. This guy. Reports that Ciri had spent time at Crow's Perch proved true. She was there as the guest of the local warlord Philip Strenger, also known as the Bloody Baron. Despite his violent moniker, this man treated Ciri with kindness and respect. It seemed that during Ciri's time in Velen, she got into a quarrel with some sort of witch or witches in the swamps. Geralt learned the truth of Ciri's time in the swamps from the mouths of hideous crones themselves. Even Ciri, better able to hold her own than most anyone in existence, was lucky to escape from these powerful beings alive and intact. Gosh, I'm wondering now if I did the right thing in destroying that tree spirit. Because, I mean, that book had to mean something, right? The book said that she was evil, that she was mad, that she wanted to kill everyone. So I definitely would have thought that was the right thing. But apparently, what all the books say about the crones being good and protective are not any more true. Alright, Crow's Perch is up there. Probably want to explore these before I go up there, just because they're close by. Gosh, I just feel like sad now. And like, I'm really wondering, like, if I made the choice. Because I guess the witches just ate the kids. So I wonder if if the spirit actually would have saved them. But if she did, I wonder if more bad would have come out of it. Because, I mean, I did know a little bit